Every single man listening to this episode right now has a choice they wish they could take back. A business that failed, a girl you let go, an investment you didn't make, or a year you wasted playing video games. You carry regret like a backpack full of stones, thinking, if I only did X, my life would be perfect right now. But today, using the mind bending philosophy of Derek Parfit, I'm going to prove to you that your regret is not just useless, but also a logical error. If your past self didn't make that exact mistake, the version of you sitting here right now, today, listening to this episode, would cease to exist. Now, before I say more, I want to say a big thank you to everyone who listens to my podcast and have subscribed to it. I know how tough it is to listen to a show that isn't perfected yet. For this, I'm glad, and because you have stayed on this journey with me, going forward, I will do better than before. And hopefully, this podcast attracts more men to listen and get better as they go forward. Now, let's continue with today's episode. Derek Parfit is known for the non-identity problem. Look at this. Imagine yourself standing at a trotro station trying to decide which car to board. You have two options available to you. There are two cars available to you. One is a clean air-conditioned car heading toward a smooth and safe destination. Let's assume it's a stable corporate job with a predictable salary. But instead, by a massive error in judgment, or maybe just pure bad luck, you entered an old, battered, likely to collapse trotro heading toward a completely different direction. The car turns out to be an absolute nightmare for you. The engine overheats halfway into the journey. The mate argues with you over change. You get stuck in a 3-hour severe traffic under the scorching sun, and you end up getting completely broke, stressed, and stranded in a difficult part of town. You had to struggle, hustle, and fight your way out of that mess just to survive. Now you are sitting here today looking back at that day at the station and experience deep, heavy regret. You tell yourself, if only I didn't board that specific broken trotro, my life would be so peaceful right now. Now, here is where Perfect will blow your mind. You are making a massive logical error. Why? That is what you're asking. Because if you had boarded that clean, comfortable trotro or car 2 years ago, you wouldn't be the man listening to this episode right now. The man who stepped off that smooth car would have a completely different mindset today. He wouldn't have had your current drive. He wouldn't have your resilience. He wouldn't know how to handle financial pressure. And he wouldn't possess the sharp, battle-tested discipline you developed while being stuck in the trenches. By wishing that you never boarded that broken trotro, you are actively wishing for the death of your current identity. You are regretting the very journey that forced you to grow, build options, and take control of your destiny. You cannot inherit the smooth destination of the first vehicle without completely clearing or erasing the strong man created by the second one. Stop fighting the path that brought you here. Yes, I know, the ride was tough and rough, but the driver has already dropped you off. Forgive the younger version of yourself who picked the wrong vehicle. Step out of the trotro and start building the life you want today. If your past self was a stranger who made mistakes, your future self is a stranger you are actively responsible for putting on the right path. Every time you make a mess of your life, you are actively stealing a 40-year-old man who shares your name. You are passing a toxic liability down the timeline to him. You made a decision, it didn't work out. Fine. Now, don't waste your time regretting it, for it doesn't change the past. And carrying that regret, according to Parfit, is irrational, because the person who made that decision was operating in a certain world and with certain information available to them at that specific time or point. Today, you are doing your best. And the person you once were at the time was also doing their best. The only way to respect your mistakes is to look at your past and stop sabotaging your future. You do what must be done today, not because it feels good right now, but because you are signing a contract with the man you will become in 5 years. Thank you for listening. Share this episode with another man who needs to listen to this. If you have not already subscribed, do well to subscribe today and get updated whenever I share an episode. See you in the next one.